For anyone who does not know me, I'm Catherine K.B. Burke, and I am doing a book blessing for real. I've got my incense going. I have my little bells. I have my Ganesh. I have my Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Anyways, so I'm blessing some books today. I have, for my first book, The Crossover. This is a young adult novel about twin brothers, Josh and Jordan, who share a love of basketball. Their father, a former pro basketball player, suffers from heart problems, but still manages to coach them and spend most of his time helping them perfect their game. Josh, the first-person narrator of the story, feels as though he's lost his own heart when Jordan gets his first girlfriend. Oh yeah. Written in verse and also in African-American dialect, it is a perfect read for reluctant male readers. It's a real page-turner, especially when the twins' father has a heart attack, and he has it right before the big game, and you don't know if he's going to live or die, so it's a must-read. Return to Sender, by Julia Alvarez. This is a middle-grade young adult novel. It features Tyler, whose father is forced to hire migrant workers to help out on his Vermont farm. As Tyler becomes closer and closer to Maria and her family, he loses some of his own prejudice about Hispanics. As he learns that Maria's family is undocumented, he begins to share her fear of being sent back to Mexico. I've used this book a lot in my own classroom, especially lately, to combat the current feelings against immigrants, legal and illegal. It helps to give students a face to the people who are involved in the controversies. Again, it's Return to Sender, not Center. That would be that. This one is A Moment Comes. This is probably my personal favorite. This young adult novel follows three different characters, Margaret, Tariq, and Anupreet, through the religious and political unrest during the partition of India in 1947. It's a love story. It's got Tariq, who's a Muslim, Anupreet, a Sikh. They both work in the home of Margaret, who's daughter to the British cartographer. So Margaret's father is the one who did the partitioning of India in 1947. Prior to the partition, the three young people are having this romantic kind of thing going on. Tariq is interested in Anupreet, and Margaret is interested in Tariq, and none of them are supposed to be interested in one another at all. Anupreet has a scar on her face. We don't know how she got it, so there's that mystery. And then all of a sudden, with the division, there's a lot of bloodshed, and it's just one of my favorite books. After completely misunderstanding certain tensions between Hindu, Sikh, and Muslim students in my own classrooms, I read this book and found that it really did change my life. If you have any students from India, I strongly recommend this book. My Name Is Not Easy. Oh my gosh, this book broke my heart and then put it back together again. The narrator and his classmates at the Sacred Heart boarding school are forced to change everything about themselves, including their names. Nobody can pronounce this character's name, so they start calling him Luke. They change everybody's names because they can't pronounce them. Luke and the others are forbidden to speak their native language. They're beaten if they try. This story about America's cultural destruction of the indigenous peoples of the Arctic region is a must-read. I feel like every American should read it. I had no idea that we had done some of these things to Inuits, or the people who lived in the Arctic region. The next book is, and that one was called My Name Is Not Easy. This one is Gajan, American Prisoner of War. It's written by one of my best friends, Matt Faulkner. This graphic novel, it's really got gorgeous illustrations. I find that my reluctant readers love to read this book because of the pictures. It's a quick read. This graphic novel is about Koji Miyamoto, who is born in America to a Japanese father and a Caucasian mother. In 1941, while Koji's father is in Japan visiting a sick uncle, Koji and his mother are forced to enter a Japanese internment camp in California. This novel follows Koji's emotional journey into the camp. He makes a lot of really bad decisions because he's angry. Years later, the book shares that Koji is able to travel to Japan to be reunited with his father. It's a realistic, raw look into the atrocities of internment camps. It's also based on the true story of Matt Faulkner's own great aunt. My next book is A Long Walk to Water. This young adult novel is brilliant and life-changing. Linda Sue Park intertwines the story of two 11-year-old characters, Naya and Salva, living in Sudan in two different time periods. Salva is one of the lost boys of Sudan, a refugee from the Civil War of 1985. Naya is a young girl in 2008 who has to walk 8 hours every day in order to reach the pond and get water for her family. Both young people face unimaginable dangers in their journeys. I like to pair this book with the film God Grew Tired of Us. I get that through National Geographic, which is about the cultural assimilation of the Lost Boys when they arrived in America. And I use both of those together to discuss culture. A Time to Dance. I gave this book to my sister. I still have not gotten it back. But this book is one of the most beautiful books I have ever read. It's about the triumph of the human spirit and the need for art. Veda is a classical dance prodigy in India. With dreams of becoming a great artist, Veda's future in dance is bright. She has a lot of accolades. Everybody sees her as the next up-and-coming great dancer. But because of an accident, her leg has to be amputated. And then she wonders if she'll ever enjoy dancing again. She learns to dance, but she's clumsy and she has a lot of problems. Through this young man she meets, Govinda, she learns that it can be more of a spiritual journey. And she learns to dance simply for herself and to enjoy it again. I use this book with students who have physical challenges. I find they often have a hidden artistic talent, and this book seems to give them some hope. And my last book is Hold Tight, Don't Let Go. All right, there we go. This young adult novel is about two 15-year-old girls who are closer than sisters. I think they're cousins, but they're like twin sisters. Madeline and Nadine are both left homeless after the 2010 earthquake in Haiti. Living together in a camp with their uncle, the two of them try to rebuild their lives. They're very into cosmetology. Nadine misses school now that they no longer have the money. Magdalene, she doesn't seem to miss it so much, but she receives a visa to go to Miami to live. And the two friends are torn apart. I think I cried at that part. Magdalene vows to send for Nadine once she gets settled, but it never happens. Still, Nadine finds a way to make her dreams come to fruition. This story is an amazing story of triumph over incredible obstacles. And it's also a big testament to girl power. So I just loved all those books. So I hope you enjoyed my book blessing. I bless them in, I think, every religion that I could find and in the karmic sense. So I hope you enjoyed.